and welcome everybody to another episode of Hunting with Pratze, and this time it's again time for Let's Talk About the Hunter, and I'm very happy to welcome Slice HEARTSHOT on the show tonight.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Slice HEARTSHOT here. How you doing, Pratze?
I'm doing good. This time we are doing it a little bit different from the previous Let's Talk About the Hunter videos you saw. We are not using the face cam today. We are just going out there hunting, both of us, and just having a conversation. And yeah, I think it's gonna be also seen on your channel.
Yeah, yep. I'm recording right now on Slice HEARTSHOT channel and YouTube. I upload to YouTube.
So that's great. I will also, as always, post a link to your channel into the description, so check it out. And yes, I'm hunting here on Red Feather Falls today, and I'm kind of curious how that goes, if that's very distracting to talk and hunt at the same time, but I don't think so. So where are you today?
As far as my real life location?
No, I mean on what?
Where am I hunting?
Yeah, on what reserve are you hunting today?
You're gonna make me try to pronounce that?
Oh, it's then I know already. Then it's Hirschfelden.
Okay, then yeah, it's the one with the roe deer and the red stag over. I just got into a red stag bow competition.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be trying to chase some of those real quick.
So that's funny. Like in real life, we are, we're changing. I mean, in real life, you're in America, I am in Germany, and on the game right now, it's the other way around.
Yeah, I'm over in Germany. I believe. Now I actually haven't. Where did they base the other maps on, or reserves? Do you know?
I know that Whiteheart is based on Washington.
Oh, all right.
And Red Feather Falls actually is based on Canada.
Oh.
So yeah.
Boy, them bucks get big in Canada, man. Big 350 pound dress and just heavy racks.
Oh yes. And then wait, Loggers Point, I don't know exactly, but it's also somewhere in America.
Okay.
And what else do we have? Settlers Creek.
Yep, Settlers Creek.
I don't know also, but also America.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where okay, Settlers Creek, yeah, there's bear there, oak and stuff. That's probably like a Colorado, maybe,
yeah, I mean
maybe a little bit more north or something.
Yes, I think so too, because I have been talking to someone else who's making YouTube videos. His name is M. Morgan, and he says that Settler Creek looks like exactly where he lives and hunts.
Oh,
so
that'd be cool.
I think they're pretty much spot on when
Yeah,
it comes to.
It brings me to a little subject that I wanted to talk about with just a little bit of an environment. I know they're coming out with the new reserve.
Yes.
Which we'll probably talk about in a little bit. But I live around farmland. I bow hunt farmland, corn, soybeans mixed with hardwoods and things of that nature, pine trees and stuff like that. So I'd really love to see them. I know they have cornfield here in the pheasant hunting German area, but I would love to be able to hunt corn and soybeans and hardwoods like in Settlers Creek type area where there's bucks and things like that. But
yeah, that's actually interesting, because I've had the same thought already, because yeah, I've seen so many YouTube videos where where people set up some tree stand next to a cornfield.
Oh,
and they exactly know that this is the place where the bucks like to bed down during midday or something.
Right. And they'll what they'll do is about 100 200 yards away, usually they'll find the thickest gnarliest. I mean, depending on how big the buck is, the younger ones are a little more lax, you
Yeah.
know. But when you get into them big bucks that got them big old racks, you don't know. I mean, it's like they come out of nowhere when the rut hits. You haven't seen anything like that all year long, you know, September, October, going into the fall, and they just come out of the woodwork, and they because they live in that most gnarliest, thickest stuff that you know that people just can't get through,
Oh yeah.
you know, and they bed down over in that area, and then right when it hits dark, they're always the last ones to enter a field. You know, the does will come in, and then maybe your little forkhorns and six pointers will come in, and then when you lose shooting light, basically that's when the big boys will come walking out in the field. They're like strictly nocturnal. You know, they're like rushing to their bed before sunrise, you know.
But
They really do. But
yeah, that actually leads me straight to the next thing I wanted to talk about to you, and that's you are actually a hunter in real life, which makes
oh yes,
which makes
that's
your
right.
channel and your videos so interesting. Um,
Thanks for that, but I have to admit I am running out of material to talk about what, you know, in real life hunting, you know, kind of mixing it in with the game. But I always have stories, I guess, from, you know, I guess I'm gonna have to switch to that. But I'm talking about animal behavior. I've started a lot of my videos lately, or my beginning videos, about kind of how things react and how they, you know, they actually are out in real environment situations. Which I have to admit, this game has come a long. I mean, it is amazing how they've implemented that into this game.
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you said already, um, when we were talking just before we started to record, um, there's actually none of the team, like of the developers, they're not real hunters, but
Right.
I mean, you said they are doing quite a good job.
Yeah, I'm astounded on the accuracy that they've actually put. I mean, don't get me wrong. Being a real hunter, I'm gonna have my nitpicks, you know, like, oh, this is how it really is or whatever. But as far as like the general and even farther than that, I could say they have implemented it into this game very well. I've come across situations even when I was recording that I spotted a buck's antlers coming through the brush, and he spotted me at the exact same time, and we're like having a stare down, you know, like who's gonna make the first move.
Oh yeah.
That's 110% accurate right there in real life, because I mean, I couldn't tell you how many times I've been in that situation, and I've mentioned that before in my videos, that when you're hunting real life on the ground, it's almost impossible for you to spot an animal before an animal spots you.
Oh yes.
You know, but that's kind of where it comes from. They don't just, well, I can't say they don't, but a lot of times they don't just like take off, you know. They want to see what you are, identify you and what you're doing, and then, you know, once they realize that you are a threat, that's when they'll leave.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I've been playing this game for like more than 3 years already, I think now. And that's something interesting, because just what we were talking about this, the buck is looking at you and stuff like that. That hasn't been in the game for too long, you know.
Yeah, I actually remember that.
Do you?
patch. Yep.
Yeah. Before that, it was actually a little bit like they spooked just out of the blue. Like you had no
Out of
idea
nowhere.
why,
Yep.
and there was no
Yep.
sign that, oh, he's gonna spook any second. But
Yeah, he didn't smell the air before he took
Yeah.
off. You know, like, you know, I've seen them do that now. That, like, they'll put their nose in the air, and if you're not, you know, scent limiter, have wind in your favor, you know why they took off. They put their nose in the air and then they take
Yeah,
off. It's like, okay, I just got winded.
well, I'm not so sure if that animation of winding is just an animation or if it's really some.
Oh, if it's actually
Yeah,
a
I
fact.
don't know.
Or maybe it was just coincidence. You know, it might have been just coincidence that when I've seen them, you know, do that to me
Yeah.
maybe a couple times in the game.
But that's actually exactly the way I play this game, because you know you could play it in a way where you kind of try to find out all the, you know, all the bugs and all the gameplay related things, but I tend to play it more um, in a way that I put myself into it, and I actually also, you know, fantasy also plays a role in how I play the game. Kind of like,
Right.
I just enjoy the immersion.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're
And I
talking
just
about.
hard
I
shot a
tried to do.
blacktail buck, I think,
Oh, did you? You
with
know
the
what?
bow.
I bet you the people maybe watching mine are going, "Come on!" I get so involved in what we're talking about, I almost forget to start playing. But
I have the second
but
kill already.
oh, geez, you're showing me
No,
up
no.
here, props. But yeah, that's fine. Um, but what was I talking? See, I started playing the game and then I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But
We have been talking about
oh,
those
I actually remember.
eyeballing and how you
Okay.
know.
Yeah, I haven't tried to learn exactly, what they're gonna do before they take off or whatever. I still get really nervous when I got a nice animal, anywhere around my vicinity. I'm like watching the wind. I'm making sure that he's not, circling downwind from
Yes.
me, and I get real, pumped up about that. It's almost the excitement and the anticipation that they're gonna take
Yeah,
off.
exactly. Yeah, I meant. I mean, you could play like, you could find out like how much can I run in this game. I heard of people who really know what they are doing. Um,
Yeah,
they can run around. They know the game so well that they know when to stop, and you know where the animals would spawn and stuff like that. But that's
yeah,
not the way I like to play this game. I like to put
yeah.
myself
I
in there,
agree there.
like with all my senses, kind of, just like you do. When I from watching your videos, I know that. And also that really nice things happen, situations that you will never come across two times in a row. And
Right.
you know, when watching your videos or even in also in my videos, it's live commentary when we play. And so in some situations when there's something really nice happening or something really exciting happening, you can hear it on the voice, like suddenly starting to whisper or something. So that shows
Yeah,
actually how
yeah. You,
much.
you get
Yeah.
immersed
Oh,
into
so
the
much.
game.
Yes.
Yeah. You knowing well they aren't going to be able to hear you, but you still just kind of like, oh, there's a buck right there, and you just kind of, and you know what? I don't even want to call it role playing
No.
because I'm not
No.
faking. I mean, when I start implementing my real life hunting situations in this game, it's because they really did make a well enough game for that to
Oh yeah.
happen. And that's what I really appreciate. What they've, I mean, somebody took a gamble on this game. I mean, they really threw some money at it, and just was like knowing that all these other hunting games just weren't cutting it, and people would only play for a
Yes.
week on these other hunting games, and I really think that somebody was like, you know what, if we're gonna do it, let's do
Yeah,
it
I
right.
think we are talking about something that is really interesting, because at that time, at least when I found the hunter, I think it was a very high frustration level amongst the people who actually were or are into playing hunting games, because at that time, really, actually until now, except for the hunter, the other games are just, you know, I don't know, that has nothing to do with hunting actually. The only
Yeah.
game that really was a nice hunting game for me was the Deer Hunter series, but only until Deer Hunter Tournament kicked in. And yeah, I think I told the story before, but
I believe I remember hearing you say a little something. I don't remember in detail, but it was some kind of, was it a patch? or something that they, or did they just try something completely new, just
They
changed
changed.
everything?
They made a new game, but they based it on console playing. You know,
Oh,
and it was,
okay.
oh my
Yeah.
god, it was such a crappy game. And I waited, like,
They
I
didn't give
pre-ordered
it
it, you
time
know.
to grow, is what they didn't give 2005 time and like understand that what they
Oh yes,
had, that they could build on it and make it more and more. They always think that, oh, if we just drop a new game, we'll get
yes,
more money,
exactly.
and so, but yeah, that was actually going to bring us to another subject that I remember we were going to talk about. Um, yeah, and I lost it because I just heard a roe deer right next to me.
I just heard an elk
And
bugle, so
did you?
I'm kind of
Oh
busy
yeah, I think I
setting up the
actually heard
tripod
that
right
too.
now and calling back.
Sorry guys, you guys are gonna have to wait. Hunting's more important here. We gotta get some animals down here. But yeah, I haven't heard a red stag
Okay,
yet.
but I
That would be
think we
nice.
actually talked about quite
Okay.
some things that we was going to talk about. Like we all know what fascinates you about that game already, because you just told us about that. Well, maybe your hunting style would be interesting. Something.
Okay. Basically, my hunting style, I absolutely love hunting out of tree stands. It There's a big old road here right there. But
Just take your
I
time.
love hunting out of tree stands, but I also love ground stalk in this game because you can really get yourself in other like nice situations. Um, I'll hear an animal call when I'm just kind of wandering the world, and then I'll set up a
Oh
ambush
yes.
point, and I'll call to them and then maybe lay out some scent because I've noticed that scent usually lasts a little bit longer than a call. And I'll like to walk off to the edge, the side, 20, 30 yards, try to get behind a hill or a tree or something like that. So I know when that animal does work its way into me, hopefully he's giving me a nice broadside shot.
Yes, I like that too. Like, I like, you know, getting confronted with a situation, and then you have different possibilities to set something up, to make an ambush or to try to creep closer to it, stuff like that. This
Yeah,
game actually
absolutely.
does not
Um,
limitate you at all. It's just an open world, and you can do whatever you feel is the best.
yeah, absolutely. And really, the game is what you make of it. They give you all the tools to make this game, whatever you want it to be. If you want it to be not so much an arcade shooter, but to take out every animal you hear and see, and just, you're just one of them people that want to do that. That's your that's your prerogative. But I think I've noticed people who play this game as a veteran style
Yeah.
for a long time, they kind of start passing up on the smaller animals to keep it more interesting. That way, when you do see a big animal, it just feels that much more satisfying. Or when you make that big animal harvest, you feel that
Oh
better
yes, that's true.
accomplishment.
I mean, I'm already also passing up most females.
Oh, I'm sorry about this, guys. Jeez, unbelievable. I'm about to Protzi, I apologize. You're gonna have to go and mute this guy in our channel here. I was not able to
Okay, I
privatize
just
this.
see.
Dude, do me a huge favor and get out of here. Calls. It's real easy, Protzi. Just right click
Client
on his
muting.
name
Yeah. Okay, I
and
did.
just yes mute him. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay,
Oh
I'm back.
shit!
User
I can't go
disconnected from
back
your
to the
channel.
game now.
Did you Windows button or
Yeah, I
did you
just
actually?
alt tapped. Okay, guys, I'm back now. I just went out of the game to mute this guy on, and the game crashed on me. So yeah, we are back now. We just have to start again from my tent. So okay, slice hard shot. We can continue actually now.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
if it
actually
worked
gonna
out
take
for
full responsibility on that
I
one.
know that's okay. If it worked for you, you can just like let it run through. I think we are not missing much of the conversation here.
Yeah, and I have not stopped my recording. I just kind of
Yeah, of
went through
course.
it. I apologize to you guys. So I mean, that's all I can do. But I was not able to lock this channel that we're on right now. So we
No
might get
problem.
a Randy every now and then. But
We were just talking about the bow and the spooking penalty you get when shooting a bow, which is actually really nice.
I love it. I mean, that is, I've actually explained in one of my other videos before that I don't mind gun hunting. I don't do it in real life, but this game, it's fun to do it. But it's just, I don't like spooking all the other animals around me all the time. You know, when I blast an animal with a 270 or 300 Winchester, and I just love that silent aspect of the bow in the game, that I just can't get away from it.
Oh yes, and I think it's so. Yeah, that shows how much the developers think about what they're actually doing, because making the bow different in order to have a different spooking behavior. That's just so cool, because that makes using the bow to not only a disadvantage because it's weaker than a rifle, but it makes it also an advantage, because yeah, you don't spook everything around you.
Yeah, and I mean, just how cool is it that they put luminoc, or you know, like a illuminated arrow knock.
Oh
You know,
yeah, that's
I
really
think
cool.
that was just, I use those in real life, and let me tell you, they are awesome. If people who are not shooting luminocs nowadays, who bow hunt, I ask them what are they doing, because I actually killed a nice 145-inch whitetail in 2010,
Oh nice.
and boy, I put it right through his heart too, and it looked so cool, that arrow on its way home, man, and that's what I'm calling it. It was on its way home, and it just disappeared through that buck. And let me tell you, that buck didn't even know. It took 3 steps, looked around, and died.
Yeah.
Just like that. I mean, there was nothing in between. I mean, he had no idea
Yeah.
what it was.
Of course. So you were tree stand hunting there?
No, I was actually hiding behind a Christmas tree at that time, and it was like dead rut, man. I mean, these bucks were fired up. You know, they were cruising the woods, man. They were looking for the girls.
Oh, nice.
And he come in, and what they do is they'll have a scraping. A scrape is a pawed out, you know, area of dirt underneath a licking branch, and what they'll do is they'll chew on the branch. They'll rub their eye glands on it, and they'll wrestle with it with their antlers to get their scent on the licking branch, and then they'll scrape the ground for that fresh earth scent, and then they'll pee in it on their tarsal glands.
Okay.
To let all the other bucks around that area know that I'm in the neighborhood too.
Okay.
So if you want to chase girls, you're gonna have to go through me, you know. And then, you know, even little bucks pee in them and stuff. You know, they don't really spend a whole lot of time at them. And what they're doing is just basically saying, "Don't kill me."
Okay.
I'm in the neighborhood. You can see that my urine is not strong, you know,
So
my tarsal gland, because they have a tarsal gland behind their back of their knees, and they'll pee on that and rub it together. And the stronger that musty smell is, the more dominant usually the buck.
Okay.
So that is you know, and scrapes are awesome, man. I mean, there's a lot of action around scrapes at the end of October.
So yeah, that is actually something I find so interesting about your the videos you upload. because you have a lot to tell from your real life hunting experience. It's just awesome. I mean,
Thanks. I'm privileged. I'm privileged that I'm able to do this, and you know, it's so much. I mean, it's fun. It's bonding with friends, and you know, it's not about just going out there and killing things. That's a small little itty bitty portion of it.
yeah,
The reason we do that is, I mean, it's like they taste wonderful. I mean, besides the point, I'm not going to explain myself why I hunt, but the things that just involve into everything
yes,
is just a wonderful experience. And I just have to say, if anybody has the chance to do it, I go for it. You will not be. I mean, you know, if you're going to be disappointed because you didn't kill an animal, then
then something
you
is
know,
wrong,
then
maybe.
yeah,
Oh, there's
you
a
know,
bear.
I mean, it's cinnamon bear spook on me 2 weeks ago, and I remember you saying something like the same thing when you were recording. You had a big cinnamon bear or something like that spook on you. Mine spotted me from a big distance, a long distance away. He was a big boy too, but I didn't get that on recording.
I also, just when I saw that bear, I did out of reflex, I pressed on recording, but I was already recording, so I think there's going to be a little gap in here,
Oh,
like 1 second or something.
okay.
That's like typical. Oh, and I get an elk bull
Yeah,
roaring.
and I wanted to talk about like how well this game has done with no advertising. I'm sure you've talked about that before with other people on your talk series, but when did they get their 1 millionth subscriber? I believe it was just in December, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was around Christmas, I think.
Yeah, and that's just amazing. With they don't have any commercials or anything like that on TV, right? I
No,
mean,
no, they don't.
yeah.
The thing is that, of course, this is yeah, rather a niche game, kind of. It's not a computer game that a huge mass is interested in, and I think that a very good job was to introduce the retail boxes. I think that helped a lot.
No, they did do that. Now you can actually buy that on the shelves now,
Yes,
or this game.
since quite a
Really?
while actually already.
Wow,
Yeah.
I did not know that. I thought you just had to download it off the website.
No, no.
Oh,
There is a. I think it's already the. I think actually yesterday or on Monday or something there was the third retail box starting to kick in Germany, because we have
Okay.
already the Hunter 2012 and the Hunter 2013. What it basically is a CD with a code on it that actually leads you to the website, downloads the game, and you have a code that you buy with the box, and by typing that
Oh, so
in, you
there's-
get like
so-
membership for 6 months, and
oh, okay.
there's a lot of, you get some weapons, some
Oh,
some
alright.
gear, stuff
So
like that.
it's not quite the trail runner.
No, it's it's not a
okay.
standalone. It is kind of like the Trail Runner, yes.
Okay.
And,
All right. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of brings me to how I found the Hunter.
Yes, that's
I was-
also a question. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it was my son. He's 13, and he started talking about, Dad, I've been playing this hunting game for a couple days on his laptop. And I was like, oh yeah, what is that? Like that Cabela's Big Game Hunter or something, and he was like, no, it's the Hunter. And I'm like, how bland is that name? You just the Hunter, huh? And he was like, yeah, check it out. And it was laggy a little bit on his laptop, but it was doing okay to the point to where I was like, wow, let me know when you see an animal. And he was like, all right. And he was at the kitchen table. And he was like, hey, Dad, come check it out. There's a doe or something, And I went over there and I was like, wow, that looks pretty good. And he was like, let me check YouTube, see if there's any videos on there. And I was like, all right, let's check out some YouTube. So, and then I started seeing it in like a high definition where the first video we saw was Billy the Crayon. And he was like, yeah, this guy's called Billy the Crayon. And I was like, all right, he just, he streams the Hunter sometimes. So I watched one of his videos and I'm like, wow, I could not believe how many trees and tall grass and how much is in one scene. You usually can't see that in hunting games. They're just like trees, hit or miss, and I was really astounded by the graphics of the game, the way Billy the Crayon was running it.
Oh yes.
And I was already thinking about building a PC. It was, like one of my, I'm gonna build a PC soon, But the Hunter definitely accelerated that process. Once I started playing a little bit on the laptop and I killed a nice buck and I seen how things were and I just started off with a 3-month subscription, and just to check it out. And I seen Billy the Crayon's videos, and I was just like, okay, it's time to get this PC built now. And yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean,
so
yeah, I think this game is when you find it, and this game is something for you. If you are into hunting and simulation, then you actually find out quite fast that this is the game to go for.
Absolutely.
Even though the learning curve is pretty steep for someone, especially if someone is not really related to hunting at all, just
Right.
just interested in it, but not really knowing lots about it. So yeah, that's actually why I support it on YouTube, and why I also like your videos so much, because people can really, just like you did, when they find about this game, it's natural to check it out on YouTube. I think that's something that everybody does nowadays,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, see what it's really like, I mean, like I said, I mean, I've started out on a laptop,
Yeah.
and a laptop did this game no justice whatsoever, and I thought I was having fun on the laptop. When I seen Billy the Crayon's video of what he's capable of and what he's seeing, and the fluidness and the sounds of the
Oh,
guns,
yes.
and the act, and things like that, and they really kind of bring you into the environment and things like that. I was hooked. I was like, I've been waiting. I've been playing video games since I was 4 years old, and I've been waiting for a game like this as long as I could remember. So I was ecstatic when I found this game.
Yeah.